morning and welcome back to another vlog. We have a wedding cake this week. It is being delivered on Friday, so that is going to be the content of this vlog, is making the wedding cake. It's quite detail heavy. I will talk you through the design as I'm making it, but it's currently Tuesday. Because the wedding cake is being delivered on Friday, that means I baked yesterday instead and I'm ganaching today. So I have my 5-inch rough ganached, my 9-inch rough ganached, and that's my 7-inch rough ganached over there. It just made some more ganache because I have run out just to finish these off. So all I'll get done today really is the finish ganache stage with the nice sharp edges, and I may get round to covering some of them in sugar paste. It just depends how I go. It's not quite dinner time yet, so I'm quite ahead of myself. And I have my little brew waiting for me over here. This is a brand new mug as of today. I received it in the post a couple of days ago from a lovely brigadier. It says, "Even miracles take a little time." And if you think you've seen this before, you have. It's part of the set up here with the fairy godmother. And I also have it on a notebook as well. All three of these was bought by Brigadier Corinne. She said she found it under her bed. She found the cup under her bed that was supposed to be a Christmas present, and she's just sent it through with some pins. And I have to say they look absolutely amazing on my board. This is my absolute favourite. It's the proper 80s, 90s Mickey pin. It came with this one as well, and also this one matching. And if you think you've seen these before, you have. Because he is sat down here, it's currently sat on my windowsill. He usually sits on my shelves, but I had a little move around and I'll show you that in a second. But I absolutely love him. And this was bought by a completely different brigadier. And she also bought me the matching cup. So I don't think I've ever had a full set of anything in my life. I can usually only afford to buy one of the items. But Disney bring out ranges, so they brought out these Mickey plushies, and they were based throughout the years. So this was like the 90s Mickey. So they bring out the plush, they bring out a set of pins, and then a matching mug. And I actually own the full set now, all of the same 90s, and I own the full set of the fairy godmother ones, which was a completely different series that they brought out. But what makes these special is because the series are very old. They're not new ones. This 90s one was brought out a long time ago, several years ago. Same with the fairy godmother one, it's several years old now. So the brigadiers have actually gone and sought these out specifically, which are hard to get. So like you'd have to go on eBay and Vinted and things to find people who were actually getting rid of theirs. So that makes them extra special because so much thought and effort has gone into them. So yeah, I have 2 full sets of something. But I'll show you what I've done with the studio. Haven't made that many changes, ignore all my post. And the floor is absolutely filthy as well. I need to bring the steam mop back down. But these podiums, I have had them for a while. I take them to wedding fairs, and they usually just sit in cardboard boxes. So I decided to get them out and display some of my wedding fair dummies that I created for January/February's wedding fairs. They're all done with now. So they're just going to sit here and get nice and dusty. And the sun is going to bleach them and turn them funny colours, and they will probably eventually melt when we get that heat wave coming through. But for now, they're sat either side of my little yellow couch. And over here, I decided to it probably looks no different to you. It's very different to me. I've put some extra shelves in. I've bought some extra boxes. I've printed some extra stickers out. But I've had a good little move around. There's some more dummy cakes sitting up here now. And this is my most recent purchase, is this letter or file sorter that you're actually supposed to put on the wall, but it fits there perfectly. And how satisfying is that? It just fits in that little gap. And now I have all my stickers in there. So I've got my little cherry circle stickers. I've got my cherry mail. There they are, cherry mail stickers. So they're all nice and sorted out now. Got my little vegan stickers there too. I've moved all my sellotapes up here. I can quickly just grab the pieces down. They were cluttering up down here a little bit. I've got my scales for my postage, my tissue paper hanging up. I've got a roll of pink parcel paper under there as well, so I can unroll that out. I have all my packaging items down here. So these are all my jiffy bags, boxes, pit boxes, envelopes. This one now has all my ribbons in for my negs and my slabs and some extra slab boxes. The craft deco box has like acrylic paints in it and spray paints, things I've bought and needed for either the wall, where I've been painting the wall, little paintbrushes, things that I know is just going to come in handy, so I've left it in there. And also deco for Christmas and things like that. I've never decorated the studio for Christmas yet. I haven't had the money since I've moved in. I've not had any spare cash to kind of go all out and do Christmas. But I have bought some very retro Christmas lights that I haven't used yet, and they're waiting in there for one day when I eventually get a tree or some decorations or something. Events, this is all stuff that I take to wedding fairs, so these are things like the stands to hold my books or stands to hold my iPads, tablecloths, backdrop, things like that, so that lives in there now. Cello bags now live in this. This is where my stickers used to live, and they were all stood up, but they'd started to curl. So all my stickers were getting curly and bent, which is why I've now got this one. This is bubble wrap on it. There's currently no bubble wrap in there just yet because I've decided to move it down here. The rest of my packing stuff, so the bubble wrap currently lives in this box, and then in these ones I keep all recycled packaging. So when I've received parcels with all these peanuts in, or that corrugated kind of paper, I dump it all in here and reuse it. And in this one is all my coloured tissue paper shreds. And these tubs are amazing. These are from IKEA and they fit perfectly under there for me to just grab what I need out of there. And then right at the very top are much larger boxes when I'm very lucky to get large orders of rad slabs or negs. When you kind of go crazy and buy about 7 at a time, I am lucky enough then to get these boxes down and pack your orders. And lastly, in this box is all my lighting stuff. I haven't got that out for a while. You've noticed when I take pictures over on my worktop. But in here are my studio lights and my light box, which is like a big pop-up light tent. But like I said, I'm getting that out less and less just because of time. Yeah, I think it's a lot more organised now. I fit a lot more in. These are just my cake tubs I need to take home, and then I have a bag down here with tea towels in that need to go and be washed, and a little bag hanging on the side, and that's got all my reusable shopping bags in. Yeah, I have my cakes on display for once, 2 there. I have my Secret Garden one up there, a very old cake challenge cake. That's the top tier of a carousel tutorial. Both these, so this one that was a full carousel, and this cake are exclusive tutorials to the Brigade. If you didn't know, I have a cake community online. You can get access to all these tutorials that are exclusive for £3.50 a month, and learn how to make these cakes. But I'm going to crack on now and give all the cakes another layer of ganache. Then it'll be dinner time, and then I'll tell you what I'm getting up to next. It's not far off home time now, and I have my 7-inch covered in white. This is going to be airbrushed green with like hills on it. If you are a Disney fan, you will know exactly what this print is. It is the wallpaper inside the Haunted Mansion ride. If you watched our Disney vlogs, you'll have seen Abby actually bought a lanyard with this print on. And this is just 3 edible prints because it's a 9-inch, so I needed 3 to go all the way around, and I've just covered the top in black, and all this edge is going to be covered in like roof tiles. I haven't covered my top tier yet because I need to cover, or rather colour, a heck of a lot of grey sugar paste. It's too long of a job now, so I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. But I got my edible prints from a Brigadier. Brigadiers are so blooming handy. This is Kim, and she has a business called The Maker Fox. She does all sorts, like edible prints, all your acrylic toppers and name charms and things like that. And fun fact, I created her logo for her. This cute little fox is one of my doodles. And it's her little mascot for her business, so we did it in lots of different ways. So here he is sat on top of a printer eating an edible print sheet. And then there's ones with like post bags for when she's going to the post office. So the fox is the little mascot. But yeah, it's one of my favourite logos that I've made. And it's quite special to get your edible prints through the post and see you doodle at the same time. I'm going to head home now. We're going to have a roast for tea and I will see you tomorrow. As far as I've got today with this cake. You'll have seen me spray this one, I stacked it, I covered this one. I've got the very front, I think you can tell what this is going to be, is the Disney castle, or rather just an inspired one because obviously it's a completely different shape and we want to make sure it fits on the top tier. So this is a Disney inspired castle. So we've got like the doorway to magic, the doorway to fantasy and the doorway to, I was going to say horror, but it's kind of like haunted mansion / horror vibes. But yeah, this is as far as I've got the roof tiles on, I've got the Hobbit house done. Tomorrow it's all about the figures. I have a Rice Krispie piece, which is going to be the top of the castle, currently setting in the fridge. But I'm going to shut my computer down now because we're off out tonight. We are going to be making our way to Liverpool again to use the last of our theatre tickets. So at Christmas, I kind of bulk buy people days out, theatre tickets, things to do throughout the year so we have things to look forward to. And it's kind of like all spent in one go at Christmas, so you don't have to kind of pay out for the rest of the year. So Kai's already been to see a few theatre shows because they all just happen to be like in January, February. But the last one coming up is The Bodyguard. So that is what we're going to watch tonight. It is definitely more Kai's thing. The tickets were bought for Kai. He's a massive Whitney Houston fan. So yeah, that's on in Liverpool tonight. And then all day tomorrow I'll be working, oh there it is, this cake. Trying to get that finished because we're delivering that one on Friday. I need to go home and get ready. Good morning, it is now the next day. I am obviously back in work and today is the day I need to get this cake finished. We went to see The Bodyguard last night. It wasn't a show I would have booked for myself. Like I said, Kai is the one who's a big fan of Whitney Houston. It didn't quite live up to what he was expecting, I don't think. It was a little bit cringe in places, but I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it. Everybody who was there on the night seemed to enjoy it. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't my first choice of show, and there were a few parts in it that were a little bit cringe. But wherever I go, I always have to get a pin, and you get this little, here is the little pin that comes in a fancy box. However, I went to put it on the pin board last night and it broke already. Oh my god, I've lost the actual little pin bit. That's annoying. So this is the back. There's a little hole in it because the pin just dropped out straight away. And I put it in this box to bring with me so I could hot glue it on, and the pin has disappeared. So from home to here, I've lost the pin and now I can't fix it. But that was £5, and they also did lots of other stuff like t-shirts, magnets, teddy bears, key rings, the lot. And also what arrived yesterday, what I was waiting for this cake, is lots of D20 dice. Now if you don't know what D20 dice are, it is a die that essentially has 20 sides. I'm pretty sure it's used for Dungeons and Dragons. I have never played it, so I don't know, but they have lots of dice with lots of different amounts of sides, but this is known as a D20. And I bought a pack of 10 different ones from Amazon. all different colours. So this cost me about a £5 delivered. I only need one for this cake. I have lots and lots spare should I need them in the future, because it's not the first time I've been asked for a D20 dice. So these are going to come in handy, and it's also far cheaper or quicker than trying to make one of these out of sugar paste. Now it looks nice and simple. It looks like a little round shape, but it does in fact have 20 sides that are flat. So you've got all these little points and then all the numbers on. So for me to buy one is so much quicker and easier than trying to make this in sugar paste. And they get to keep it and use it should they wish. I got my 99p trial of Prime, Amazon Prime, so they arrived yesterday. Reminds me, I've only got it for a week, so I need to cancel it before that renews. But this morning I am working on the top part of the castle. So this is my Rice Krispie treat rectangle I made yesterday. I ganached it and put it in the fridge. So I just need to cover this in pink and then place it on top of the cake. Do 5 figures, lots of other details, lots of other towers and turrets. So I'm going to put my music on, I'm going to put you away, and I'll show you where I'm up to later. I am not finished. I didn't think I would be. There was quite a few figures to get on this yet. But we've got Jeannie up the top holding a keyblade and one of the Sims plumb bobs. I have yet to paint this. I've just got a little support holding the keyblade in place until his arm dries. He's wrapped around this tower here. We have obviously the top of the castle now done. It's all painted. We have a mini switch. We have Lego blocks. We have a Moogle. We have an Ursula holding a Dragon Ball and D20 dice. And I have yet to do Hades. I've done his body. His body is just this little black cone until it sets a little bit and I can decorate the rest of him. And then I have another character to place here, a few more details, and then I'm done. But I need to go home. I'm gonna have some tea. It's always good to have a little step away from the cake, have something to eat, and then come back with fresh eyes. As you can tell, the worktop gets incredibly messy when you're doing little like bitty figures that require lots of different colours. So you'll have to excuse the state of the studio, but yeah, nearly there. Gonna go have some tea and then a couple of figures to finish. 9:30 and I am all finished. Got the extra character on here and one of these Dead by Daylight totems. They are a bit of a pain to make. Trying to get the 3 sticks to kind of stand up and hold itself in the middle there. So I just used a little dot of hot glue and that's fixed it. But yeah, we're all ready to deliver this one now. Tomorrow I'm going to leave it here at the studio to continue to set, so we have less wobblage of things in the morning. And we need to be up and out of here by about 8 o'clock in the morning because it's a 2-hour drive somewhere near York. So we're going to Bunny Hill Weddings tomorrow. Good morning, it is now Sunday and you're joining us from the building site. The clocks went forward, which means we've lost an hour's sleep, and I can definitely tell. My body is aching from working on the bedroom for the past 2 days. So on the Friday when we delivered the cake, we got home and started work on the bedroom, and I did it all day yesterday as well. So we've got the paint on. Or at least some of the paint on, but I've woke up this morning and there's quite a few places to touch up where like the cork underneath has started to crack, or there's just bits that haven't covered quite as well as others, and I'm a little bit gutted because it's not quite the colour that I thought it was. We did a swatch, we always buy samples, and I think because I was looking at it against the colour of the plaster, it looked the right colour. I really wasn't aiming for grey. We already have a grey living room and a grey bathroom, so I was kind of moving away from the grey and wanted a kind of like a warmer tone for the bedroom. So we were kind of going for like a really, really, really pale latte. So this is a fluffy duvet cover that we have, and it's probably not going to show up on camera properly, but the colour of this is like a very, very, very pale brown. Like I said, the latte sort of colour. And this is what we kind of wanted, just to warm the room up a little bit. But as you can see, it very much looks grey. I've just started, you can see where I've just started painting again. It's just around the edges. Wherever we've used cork, it hasn't quite covered, so I'm just going back round them inner pieces. And this is the exact same colour on this wall that it's not focusing on as the panelling, but on camera or in person this looks more the colour I wanted, like a little bit of a brown tinge to it, but it looks great over here because it just depends on how the light hits the different walls. So, I mean, yeah, it's a nice colour, it's just what I wasn't kind of aiming for it. I'm going to crack on now and fill all the little gaps. And then down here you can see there's actually quite a big patch there that just hasn't covered, and this wall does need another coat anyway, but we're kind of running out of paint now. This panelling, this wall and this one have each had 2 coats each, and it's almost used up a 2.5 litre tin of paint, just in case that helps anybody. And then I've got to paint this in a different colour. We've got Summer Linen by Dulux for the top, and I'm also going to paint the doors in that as well. And this one is Egyptian Cotton by Dulux. It's Monday, I am wrecked. My body is not happy with me. My legs, I can't go up the stairs, I can't come down the stairs. I've just been sitting on my computer chair all day today. So we worked on the bedroom Friday afternoon and evening, Saturday all day and Sunday all day. And what I mean by all day is I get up in the morning, I have my breakfast, I start doing the bedroom, and then I don't finish until about 10 o'clock at night. And we remake the bed and just climb into it and start again the next day. I have so many bruises. Like, don't mind my little white legs, but I have so many random bruises on my legs. I'm pretty sure there's one on this one somewhere. There's another one. Fingers cut to bits. Hands full of primer. That on my palm there is primer, and all over my nails. And it's still not done. I will give you a little update when my battery is nearly dead, so I better go and do that now. If you remember, we had 2 full mirror panels like this. These 2 panels were also mirrored, but they were frosted with little mirror squares in the middle. They were very dated. I wasn't very keen on them. So we put MDF over them to make them like shaker style doors. They do need another coat. It's only had 1 coat on so far. And on the inside, this wall is now painted in Egyptian cotton, and I've made a shelf which I'm going to put up here for extra storage up there. They used to have a TV on the wall, I think, because there's like an aerial, a plug socket, and then there were lots of holes on the wall where they must have had a TV bracket, but we're one of them couples that we don't do TV in the bedroom. We watch the TV down the stairs. We watch TV downstairs, on the couch with a nice blanket. So we're actually going to turn this into more storage, like a shelf. Here is how the panelling looks now that it's been fully painted, and the above has now had 2 coats of summer linen. This camera really struggles to focus when I aim it at a plain wall. Yeah, it's not the colour I was going for, like I said, but we're stuck with it now because there's absolutely no way I'm going around painting all this again. I'm absolutely dead. Bedroom is still a mess. Random fence panels and bits of wood everywhere and tools and paint. That's because everything kind of still needs another coat. So this whole wall, I've actually done the whole wall in summer linen. So down the sides, the trim of the mirror doors, the doors themselves, and the woodwork is all that. So all that side is summer linen. And inside is Egyptian cotton, and it doesn't really look all that much different, does it? These are the 2 colours next to each other. Was not planning on like 50 Shades of Grey for the bedroom. This is what we've ended up with. And if you want a little dose of reality, here it is. This is our living room with piles of clothes everywhere because we've been obviously doing the bedroom, so all the clothes and stuff have to come out the wardrobes and none of the washing's been done. Adam is going to crucify me for showing you this on camera, but we have to keep it real. This is what the whole house looks like. And before I go, I just wanted to show off Abby's little make of woodwork. It's got a little wooden lid with stuff written on it and some cherries, and it opens up with like a fabric hinge. Yeah, so it's a little cherry box for my stuff. I think they've used like wood glue and panel pins. But my camera battery is flashing at me now, so I need to go. But thank you very much for watching this week. Hopefully by the next vlog the bedroom might be finished, but we'll see. And I will see you then.